Welcome to Cruises and Casinos. Today is Wednesday, February either the 28th or the 29th. I'm not exactly sure. We've been wanting to do this video for quite a long time, and I kept postponing doing it until we got to Oasis of the Seas, because they have such a diversified set of slot machines in one of the largest casinos at sea. So what we found when we came on board is that the casino was severely downgraded, and a lot of what I wanted to point out is no longer even here, but so be it. I will still try and do this video with what we have to work with. So this is going to be about strategies and tips for slot machine players, especially the small bettors, not the high rollers. And the first thing I will say, and it applies to everyone, whether you are a small or large high roller gambler, is only gamble the amount that you could afford to lose, and only take that amount with you when you're going into the casino. Resist charging your room. Resist taking a credit card into the casinos, where you may be tempted to use it in the ATM machine. And really, it's something most people may not be aware of, but if you charge your room in the casino, to gamble, play the slot machines or table games or whatever, sometimes there may be a service fee for doing that. But if your card on file is rejected, and I know that it has happened, credit card companies kind of monitor what is being charged, and you're sitting there gambling on a slot machine, and you charge, let's say, $100 to your room to gamble, and that $100 you don't get anything back in 5-10 minutes, and you do it again and again, they will block it. The credit card companies may block it. I know it has happened before. I've seen it happen before. And if you cannot make good on the amount that's charged, you can't cover it, in other words, you will be arrested. At the end of the cruise, the local authorities will come on board and take you away in handcuffs. Not only was I told this, I have seen it happen. So please resist doing charging your room to gamble or using credit cards in the ATM. Only take that amount that you could afford to lose. A second strategy, which we found very prudent to do, is on like embarkation day before the casino opens. You come in the casino and you walk around and you survey the machines, and you look for machines that look like they might have maxed out jackpots, or jackpots that are like high, and you might want to play those if they are in certain categories, like for example the links machine, like lightning links, fire links, dragon links. We have found that those usually pay out on the first night. Mrs. Casino and I We have done that strategy for quite a while. And not too long ago on Carnival Magic, we had seen 3 lightning links. The major jackpot was maxed out at $1,000. And when the casino opened, we went straight to those machines and we hit 2 out of the 3 majors within the first few hours. So it's a strategy that works. Unfortunately, on this one, the survey that we did, there was, I think, only one, and it was a Dragon Link that was maxed out, and we could not get to play it because there were folks sitting at it even before the casino opened. So it's just a strategy that, would be a good idea to do rather than just running into the casino and running to the first machine you see, and it may not have much to pay out. Another strategy that we find very helpful is avoiding slot machines that has a lot of different denominations. Like here's an example. This one has 4 different denoms. So it's like looking for a needle in a haystack, which bet size and which multiplier is most likely to give a jackpot or, be a little higher payout than the other denoms. And in trying to find those, you'll have to start from the lowest denom and start playing it at each multiplier to try and see which ones are going to be a little more loose than the others. This would be a great machine to play because it only has 1 denom. This is Ultimate Filing. But we did play these. There's 5 of them here. The missus and I on the first night, and we could not get a single bonus or a free game bonus or a hold and spin bonus. And we went in for over $300, and we were betting like from a $1 up to $5, alternating spin. I couldn't get a thing. So it's so rare that happens. So we kind of figured that some tightening of the screws were done on the machines in this Oasis of the Seas casino. We have been on this ship many times, and we have played the casino with quite a bit of success. But something happened, and I did have a conversation with the casino host about it. And what she pretty much told me is everything was changed as of January this year. Now here's another example of the multiple denoms. This goes from 1 penny to $2, and there are 6 different denoms. So this is something we would kind of avoid. But if we do play it, we would play the 1 cent and the 2 cent denom at a $1 bet. So the 1 cent denom, total bet $1, 2 cents denom, total bet $1. And we've had quite a bit of success with that. We are slot machine players. I am more of a poker player, but Mrs. Casinos is the slot machine. She loves to play the slots. But what I've been trying to tell her, and she's finally getting it, is when you play in the slot machines, you always look at what I call the X factor, which is how much you win based on your bet amount. So if you bet $1 a spin and you get a bonus that pays $100, you just had a 100x bonus. In other words, you made a $100 profit on your $1 bet. So I think that is a very good strategy. You know, you focus on your X factor, and you know, your line pays or your bonus pays. Figure out how much of a multiplier you just got, and you know, the higher that number is, the better your gambling would be. And you know, be disciplined. You know, cash out, take your winnings, walk away with the money. Don't sit there and keep playing. If you're losing, you know, keep playing, trying to get back what you lost. That never, hardly ever ends well. You'll end up, you know, more often than not, losing more than you originally were down. So another good tip here is you want to keep playing a slot machine that is paying, or you know, if it's hot, you know, like, you know, you can't do anything wrong. Any spin you make, or any other spin you make, any few spins you make, you keep getting hits and line pays that, you know, keeps you. For an example, you got $20 in the machine, and you could be playing for an hour and still have that $20, or a little more than that $20, or actually be up quite a bit from that $20. You want to keep playing that machine until it turns cold. You would know, because the frequent pays will not be there anymore, and then you would want to you know, cash out at that point, because you don't want to keep playing a machine once it gets cold, and you will know. A lot of people don't pay attention to that. They just keep thinking that you know, the machine is paying, and I'll keep playing it, you know, because I'm up. But once it gets cold, before you know it, you'll be back down under that $20 and heading towards single digits. And I would call that feeding the machines. You know, that's what I always say to Mrs. Casinos. Like, don't keep feeding the machines. If it's not paying, if it's, you know, if it's cold, leave it alone. And you know, she's starting to get it. You know, leave it alone. Come back another day, find another machines. And you know, she's doing a lot better. You know, switching machines, or just waiting for a better time to play the machines she wants to play. So I know a lot of folks would not agree with me on this, but you know, theatrics in playing slot machines do not work. They do not affect the outcome. You know, I see people massaging the machines, wiping the screens, knocking on the screen, you know, talking to the machines, calling them, you know, come on, baby, you know, give it to me, you know, let me have a bonus, let me have a jackpot. None of that works, but, you know, it's a comfort a zone for some people playing. And I mean, if that helps you, if that works for you, by all means. I just wanted to point out that it has absolutely no effect on the results. Same with stopping the reel. There is a time you want to stop the reels, and I will explain that right now, since we are here by the dancing drums. Now, as a small gambler when it comes to slot machine myself, this is what I play on dancing drum. I play that 18 cents bet by a 1 multiplier. People may not know this, even the people that play dancing drums frequently, but this symbol here, the one that looks like 3 coins in a string, on the 18 cents bet, that symbol is more prevalent, so you get line pays with that symbol more than any other symbol on the reel. Another thing that people may not know is that the line pays that you get on the 18 cents bet is identical to the line pays that you get on an 88 cents bet. So why would you bet 88 cents instead of 18 cents when if the pot closes and you get to pick 99.9% of the times you will get the mini? Am I right? A few times you may get the minor. Very rare, if ever, you'll get the major. But on the 18-cent bet, you automatically are qualified for getting the mini. And I have gotten that mini so many times on an 18-cent bet, I can't even count. A couple of cruises ago, I do believe it was on the Allure of the Seas, there was a bank of them, these dancing drums, and I noticed the mini was at $45 and some change. So I went in with $10 and I'm betting my 18 cents bet. And there were two other people playing, and then a third came, so there were four of us playing, and the other players were betting, high amounts, like the $5 plus bet, the $8.88 bet, And I'm there betting my 18 cents, and I ended up getting the mini on my screen. It just drops down. You don't get to pick. It drops down and said you've been awarded the mini jackpot. And they all turned around and looked at me like, really? You got that mini on an 18-cent bet? And yeah, I did. So again, you don't have to bet big to win big, especially if you're a novice or a beginner or a small-time gambler. I have gotten line pays on these dancing drums on the 18 cents bet with this symbol. This one that looks like 3 coins in a string. I've gotten them all the way across to the point where my line pay on an 18 cents bet was as high as $78. Now, figure out the X on $78, how much of a multiplier you just made, and that's going to be well over 350%, 350X as it were. And another thing I wanted to point out about playing these dancing drums, especially if you're betting the 18 cents bet, this symbol, not sure what it's called, an ingot or pot or some type of a hat, when that comes up in the first reel, that reel, the very next spin, you want to stop the reel. That usually would take it out of the sequence and start giving you back these symbols. And another thing with this symbol, when you bet in 18 cents, when they start coming up, you do not get the bonus symbol or the drum coming up at all, or hardly ever. You see, this is a different scenario here. That symbol, that hat or whatever it's called, ingot or whatever it's called, it comes up here, but you also got the drum because this person was betting 88 cents. On the 18 cent bet, once that one comes up, you don't get the pots and you don't get them in subsequent bets. So what I do is, like, the very next spin, I stop the reel and then continue on, and that symbol usually doesn't come back up for a while. So that's a tip that I'd like to pass on, and I hope it works out for you if you try the dancing drum. I know some people may actually think it's embarrassing to bet 18 cents in gambling, but I can tell you it works out for me. Another machine I wanted to point out with the same type of a scenario is the ones called gold stacks, but they have removed all of them from this casino. On the gold stacks, you could also bet the 18 cents, but on the gold stacks, you actually get to pick. And we have played the gold stacks on different casinos, on different ships, and we have gotten, the picks. It's like a random thing that happens where you get these little sparkling starlights on the screen, and and then it comes up where you have the coins to pick and match tree. And more often than not, we get the mini, but there has been a couple of times we did get the minor on an 18-cent bet. So keep that in mind. You don't have to bet big to win big. It. Of course, the folks that bet a lot of high amounts, the high rollers and $100 a spin kind of gamblers, they will hit jackpots. There's no question about it. But how much did they make? If you spend $1,000 to get a $1,200 hand pay, you didn't make much, and your X is like so low, it's like 1X, not even 2X. So my strategy, the way I like to play slots, is bet small and win a big X. You start with $20 and you cash out $60, you just made triple your money, or 300X. I mean, for me, that's a good strategy. It may not work for everyone, especially folks that want to just, try and hit the grand jackpots. Now, another thing that I wanted to point out, and this will be on the lightning links, before I go on to the lightning links, I have to pass on this tidbit of information. I have seen the grand jackpot on the dancing drum hit 3 times in the past year, and it's always, I repeat, always on the 88-cent bet and the 2 multiplier, the $1.76 bet. I have seen people with betting that combination hit, their picks come out to the grand 3 times. So there's got to be something to that. I've seen grand jackpots hit on max bet, of course, but there's a big difference between $8.80 and $1.76. You could get it on the $1.76. Why bet $8.80? And either way, they're very rare. They're hard to get. So keep that in mind. Now on the lightning links, again, this one is 4 denoms, but if you're betting the 1 cent, 2 cent, or 5 cent, keep it small. Like keep your bet like around $1, $1.25, $1.50. So you could bet the 10 cents denom, and your first multiplier here would say like think 25. So you're betting $2.50 on a 5 cents bet. It'll be $1.25, and those tend to do well because when you get the hold-in spins, the fireballs are usually big amounts, and quite a bit of times you could get one of the minor or majors in there. Actually, on one of the carnival ships we were on last year, we met a couple that we met before on other cruise ships, and they were down, and they were like losing quite a bit. And the gentleman said to me, he said, I want to try one more time. I got a last $100, but I don't know what machines to play. And I said, come with me, because I was observing all the machines in the casino, and I brought him over to a lightning link where the major jackpot was 1,000, so I knew it was maxed out. And I told him, bet either a penny or the 2 cents for your total bet of $1. And I think within the first $30 that he was playing, he got the major jackpot. This guy jumped out of his chair, and I wasn't there. I just, I left him playing and I walked away. And he was running through the casino looking for me to tell me that he got it and to thank me. And, he offered me $100. I said, no, I'm fine, and he cashed it out. I said, what to do next? You cash it out and you walk away and you got all your money back and then some. And he did. So keep that in mind. Now, the volatile machines in casinos are usually the Konamis, you could make tons of money on the Konamis, but they also could run for a while and not give you anything. And this casino had put in 3 of the great stack Konamis with multiple games, and they were right here, and they're no longer here. And I asked the casino manager about that, and she said, well, it was part of the upgrade, which I consider a downgrade, because those machines, the bets, they're penny bet. I think I have it on my other video. The max bet is like $3, so it goes like 60 cents, $1.20, $1.80, like that. And you could get a sick amount of free games. I saw one guy got 3,080 free games with just a 60-cent bet, and he ended up getting over $4,000 jackpot. Now these are the Konamis that they have left. They took out all the other ones and they put them all in this corner. And of the Konamis that you want to try would be the Mayan Chief and the China Shores, because those are the ones that could give you hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of free games. Because like here's the scatter. We have gotten a full screen of those scatters more than one time. The China Shores, I don't see the scatter there, but it's a yin yang. And they could give you a ton of free games, or they could give you nothing. So that's why they're called volatile. We tried this one on the first night just because it has 60 lines. See the lines over here? And actually, I'm sorry, it's 50 lines. And, we only put in, I think, like $20 and didn't get much out of it. And I think the minimum bet on this is 25 cents. Yes, here it is, 25 cents. But, we didn't get much on it. So look for the Mayan Chief and China Shore great stack machines, and try the $1.20 bet, although I saw the massive hit on a 60 cents bet. But the $1.20 bet might give you even a better results. And this is another Konami, but if you notice, this one only has 20 lines. Here's another Mayan Chief with 30 lines, but they took out all of the machines that are boosted wins and spins. They took all of those out, the Konamis. So I consider the casino to be severely downgraded. And always remember to cash out your ticket. So many people play and just walk away from the machine when they're done, and they leave their ticket in there, and somebody else will come and sit there and play it. In the casino, there's only so many honest people that would actually call an attendant and say, hey, check who played this machine before. They left this voucher in there, and very few people would do that. I have actually done it. One person had gotten a jackpot, and when they gave them the jackpot, they hand pay, they walked away from the machine. They were just so happy, and they had left $68 still in the cash area. When I walked by the machine, I saw it, and I called for the attendant. You press the button to call for the attendant, and I told him somebody left $68 in the machine. Check to see who was the last person playing it, and make sure they get it back. So always remember to cash out your ticket and remove your card from your machine. And lastly, finally, have fun. Gamble and play slot machines to have fun and enjoy the experience. And that way you take away good memories from it. People get frustrated and they keep trying to win, and they keep trying to get their money back, and it gets to a point like they're pulling their hair out. You don't want to do that. I mean, enjoy it. You know, it's have fun with it. Okay, I hope you find this video helpful. If you have any comments or any additional strategies or tips you'd like to share, please leave it in the comments below. This is Cruises and Casinos. We are on Oasis of the Seas, but this video is mostly about strategies and tips for playing slot machines, for the smaller bettors anyway. Thank you all for watching. Okay, Cruises and Casinos back again. There was a couple of small items I forgot to mention, so I'll just add it on to the previous video. Is having patience. When you're playing, you have to have patience. You can't get angry and frustrated and go on tilt, and start doing stuff that you would not normally do if you're not angry and frustrated. So keep a cool head, be calm, and don't get frustrated, angry, or go on tilt, as the saying goes. And the other thing that I would add is be kind, be considerate. I've seen people like rushing for machines, actually pushing other people out of the way to get to a machine. When they're leaving the machine, they don't want anybody else to play it, so they would put the chair up on it so nobody else could play it. That sort of negativity, it's never a good thing, and it leads to no good, and it just makes you a depressed, angry, frustrated person. So it's what I would recommend. Enjoy the casino. Don't be negative and angry and frustrated, and hope it helps. Cruises and Casinos, thank you all for watching. Please leave a comment below if you have any opinions on what I've said, and if you have any additional tips or strategies to share with everyone else. Thanks for watching. Okay, we're not done yet. Here's another strategy I just remembered that we have done, and it actually works more often than not. It's a strategy when you're playing the Fire Link, the Lightning Link, and I believe the Dragon Links also. When you get the hold and spin game, that's where the fireballs come up. On Lightning Link, it's 6 of them. On Fire Links, it's 4 of them. On the Dragon Link, it's also 6. Most people just hit the spin button, to see if a fireball would stick. What I have observed, and I've seen this on more than one occasion, many of the players of Fire Link and Lightning Link, Dragon Links, strike that. Not many of the players, a handful of the players, they wait. They don't hit that spin button right away. I've seen people leave that screen open and go on their phone, and and 2-3 minutes later they make a spin. I see some people wait that length of time, and they hit that spin button and then immediately hit it to stop. And more often than not, it works. You get something to stick, and then the amount of free spins reset at 3. Another thing that I notice a few people doing, and again, I could attest to the fact that actually does work, is when you get to 2 free games left, like you have 3, you make your spin, nothing happens, now you're down to 2. You wait that period of time, 2 to 3 minutes. I've seen some people wait much longer than that. And this area here, it usually has like press to spin or press to play or something like that, I see them swiping at it, swipe at it, swipe at it, swipe at it. It doesn't spin or put the machine in play after the first swipe, not even sometimes after a few swipes. So you keep going at it. Only when you got 2 spins left to go, I've seen them do this. And eventually it'll spin. And I don't know, 7 or 8 out of 10 times when you do it that way, you get something to stick and it resets back to 3. Now, I personally have used that strategy and I got all the way to the top. 2 out of the 3 bonus games I played on a 50-cent bet, which is very rare that would ever even happen on a 50-cent bet. And usually on the top row, there's some big numbers waiting for you there. The first time I did it was on Celebration a couple of weeks ago, and the fella sitting next to me, he was betting the large amount, and he couldn't believe what he was seeing, and he said, "How do you do that again? You know, what it is that you do again?" You know, and I was trying to explain it to him, but he didn't have the patience to do that. So I just thought I'd pass that along. Try it sometimes and see if it works for you. But when I did it on that top line, there was, on the first bonus I played, there was a minor and 2 $25 balls up there. And my entire bonus took like a half an hour to play because of, you know, the waiting period, which I gave a name. I call it Let the Machine Breed. And it worked for me. And I left the machine right after that bonus. I figured I wasn't going to get anything more on that. I left the machine. And another one opened up a little while later, and I went on that one. And I got the same exact results. Like, went all the way to that top line. And there were 2 $25 balls on the top there. Not the minor this time around. But when you bet in 50 cents and you get in like over $100 payout, each time you're making, 200x on your bet. So that was enough for me. And I cashed out, walked away. I do believe they have the same option on the Lightning Links and Dragon Links. Hope it's helpful. Leave a comment below if you agree, disagree, or think I'm just being a nut, which I'm not. I'm just telling you from experience, things that has happened, things that I've observed, and things I know. And this is from many years of experience. Cruises and casinos, casino slot machine strategy and tips. Thank you all for watching.